semi-active angel investing, orchestration of wealth.
When you think of it, you want to think of the big picture, you want to think of big money, it only takes $100,000, which you get the first round of funding
Right after credit repair. All you have to have is 5 authorized users at $10,000 in minimum 3 years. I can get anybody $100,000 first round. Now, if you have good credit, we can start out. I'm probably get you $100,000 to $400,000. Not to mention, I fund everybody every 3 months, $100,000 to $400,000 on the low end. That's not even counting when I get you in the corporate credit, where it's literally a printing press, and the money is so low, 5%, 5 to 20 years, and I've been funding some clients literally every 3 months for a decade. A decade. The money's so low, you cannot fail. But I'm going to tell you many different ways how to get rich and how to do it, and this is just another way, but it's a very easy one, and I'm going to show you and tell you how. 100,000, if you double it every 6 months, will turn into
100 million in 5 years, and 100,000 to turn into 1.6 million in 2 years. Simple. That's barely doing anything, doing nothing. And I can teach anybody to do that, or show anybody to do that. That's really easy. But if you stay on the $100,000 and you double it every 6 months, literally 7 years out is $811 million. At 10 years, it is $22 billion.
That is all doable. You just have to have a great respect for time and a great respect for numbers. As in not letting your past weak mind make your past same poor decisions, and being distracted by, blinded by things that aren't going to add up to where you need to be, and by not paying attention and not being focused on your goals and what you have to accomplish, and to keep your mind on track.
Now, if you got all of your systems in your mind and your discipline and your mind and your actions on your game, you can easily double your business, double your money, and make enough funding every 6 months to be on the path for double. Once you're on that path, you're a multi-billionaire all day long. And that is just the basics. That's not even counting really all the money you're pulling out on commercial real estate and all these other things. And as far as doubling your money, I've got you could double your money with paying for other people's credit repair, and then getting the funding, paying for the trade lines.
Or doing these things, levels of investing with layers of protection, and that allow you to double and quadruple your money every year. That will put you on track for literally $22 billion in 10 years. Now, the more money you have, the different products or vehicles you're going to use. So, I mean, if you have a little money, you can do credit repair, buy trade lines, whatever, and then you make the money in the funding. That's easy, doubling. You're going to buy or set up your 10 businesses that you own, or your 5. In the first round of funding I get out of credit repair is $100,000. So you'll have that money to start your own businesses or get into some investments I can get you into that are safe. And by doing this is basically, you can do it by semi-active angel investing, which means it's angel investing that you use your own money, as in you're in part ownership, and you have 2 levels of control, 2 levels of safety, which is 1, control, which means you have control of the money, or 2, you have collateral, as in it goes on the equipment. So if you're looking to make, big money, like I said, if you want to talk about just like the control stuff, you have like repair, trade lines. You could send clients to get funding here, and I get you money on the back end on that. There's big money. Not that I don't need that, but I mean, it's just I'm giving you options. Or you set up your 5 businesses. In the first round of funding, you're gonna have 100,000, and that 100,000 under your total control. If you do 5 businesses, you put it on like things that get return or double. Would be like marketing, employees, your software, your systems that you set up, your management protocols, your office, your inventory, your equipment, that kind of stuff. You pick 5 industries, hire the best people, get it to run, and then you keep your mind focused on things like merging with other companies, buying other companies, and setting your company up for the exit strategy, meaning you streamline it, keep the overhead low, and you keep cash in the bank. Therefore, it's proof it has the value, and you spread it out amongst the logistics in different major cities. That is a sellable company. You plan this ahead of time, so you're working those 5, and then if you have the mindset, when you do have the 100,000, you're not going to waste it on bullshit stuff like traders of any kind, private placement crap, Forex, Bitcoin, investments, shitty bullshit where he has no control and no collateral. Later on, when you got more money and you could waste it and you could take accidents and take more risk, maybe you want to do some shit like that after you establish what you need to establish. But this beginning step, you got to do that. But the reality is, I'm really being nice about that because the things I just mentioned are all fucking bullshit and never fucking work. And I've never seen it work in like 30 years. So, reality, you want to take smart moves on other things, which I can get into, that are safe and make money without the risk of third-party morons, which those industries that I named are full of fucking idiots. And you never see multimillionaires, barely ever on them, and if you do, they're not talking to nobody, because all those people are scammer-ridden, laid-up, unskilled morons taking advantage of the normal person that wants to get rich. So, yeah, those industries, nah, fuck off. You want to get into stocks and all that stuff, I'll tell you how to lay out your portfolio and make bank. It's slower, makes bank. I mean, mine went from like last year from like turning 56 million to like, I don't know, I haven't even checked it in the last, I don't know, ever since the last time I talked about it in a video. And now I think the last time I checked it was a week ago, it was like 320 million. BFD. I got money in other things, and that's like just a parking place for just the hell of it. I can make way more money in real estate and movies and all this other shit. The point is, you're going to make smart moves and put it in different places and not waste it on fucking fools and stupid shit and fake people that look like they have money when they don't have shit, and the money they have is because it's the money you're fucking sending them. That's that industry. Traders, private placement platform, Bitcoin traders, Forex, all these fucking idiots, man. I've seen them. I've seen the best of them, supposedly. Over the years, my clients have talked me into these guys and that guy, and I've seen it all crash. Yeah, well, they may make it for a year if they're lucky, but eventually it's dead end. That stuff doesn't pan out. That is not what makes wealth. Anyways, I just had to tell you that stuff, so yeah, I'd avoid all that shit. I mean, I've clients do it, have done it in years, not one time did they ever have a good outcome. Maybe for a year, yeah, but okay, whatever, who cares? We're not here for the temporary shit that doesn't make money, or for some asshole to take advantage of you, just send them money and fucking burn you on some stuff. Especially on your first $100,000 when you're going to change your life and fix things. Man, I'm just pissed about some of these scenarios. Anyhow, okay, I just had to say that. So, the other ways to double and quadruple your money would be like the ED program I have. Pay with a credit card, easily doubles your money in 6 months with credit card. Trucking, not so much box trucks because that's a smaller investment. But the semi-trucks, easy, makes big money. Retail, as in like I have a whole game room company that provides the pool tables, slot machines, the whole setup for the basements of a man cave, all that stuff, projectors, all that kind of stuff. And the uniqueness about it is that the logos, the coloring, all that stuff is specific to that certain product, the way you want it with your team or your business owner or whatever, and it's a super hot business. You've got that with a small investment, and that, just like the ED and all the other stuff, can go down on a credit card, and it goes on collateral, double there. And the beauty of the game room business is that he has like 3 football field sized warehouses full of pool tables and everything, slot machines, the whole 9 from China, and he is one of the only ones in this business that has that kind of huge inventory. And you would be buying the inventory, setting up your location of like 2,000 square feet showroom retail front, and he'll send a guy there to help you set it up and make the money just as exact same almost setup as it doing the retail of the appliance and the mattress store with the blemish. Those stores make $1 million, and you buy the money with a credit card on the inventory. You're talking bank. Now you got those 2 retail entities. I got Airbnb set up. We have a client that we've been dealing with. Similar thing. All these other things like that increment on the ED offices. Soft tissue acoustic therapy for men and women, soft tissue rejuvenation, anti-aging, that has like 10 revenue streams. You're talking like 25,000, doubles into 54,000 in 6 months. Well, the game room is similar thing, and then I have the Airbnb setup. It's only a $10,000 setup with a credit card, and it pays out monthly, and it's a little slower, but it's backed by a credit card and all these kind of things. Now, if you want to talk about straight up doubling and quadrupling your money on a super safe way where you're not going to get bucked for, well, there's some risk always, but the minimalist amount of risk that you can do on collateral is first mortgage loans to idiot business owners that have daily pay and shit credit. And they're a dime a dozen because they all get the shitty loans, and they're not very bright on funding, and they have no fucking clue about funding, and a lot of them have their houses paid for. So therefore, you step into the picture with your $100,000 or $30,000 or whatever you have. You loan them at maybe 30 or less LTV. As you get more familiar with doing it, more comfortable, you can go up to a little bit higher LTVs. And as you start doing commercial real estate and you're pulling out millions and you have millions to bank and put into different places, you can go into higher amounts and do the exact same thing. First mortgage liens. Basically liens on first mortgages for commercial properties or mortgages that are free and clear. The way you can safely do that is you're going to straight up tell them, I'll give you whatever amount of money at maybe you'd stay at 40%, 30% LTV, but you need ideally double your money back, and technically a lot of times it depends how bad they are on their exit strategy and how much risk you want to take. You may say they need to pay you back in 3 months, or if they seem a little more stable, you go out to 6 months. No matter what, you're doubling and quadrupling your money, you're on track. So that's how you're going to park, 30,000 on up to like $1 million, maybe $2 million. You want to get in the next level of safe, maybe not as much collateral, but more control, but has a big return, double and quadruple your money in a year at minimum, just like those real estate. That's going to be at minimum, because if you get the property, you're making like triple because you got such a low LTV, so you get the property. There is some risk involved because you want to do a background search on the person, make sure they don't have any financial crimes. You want to check the title records and do a transcript search on the state and federal taxes for the last 7 years, make sure they don't have any liens, and that whoever gave them the property, if it was quick claimed over, that they don't have a bankruptcy anywhere around there, so no liens, and no person that quick claimed them the property can pull back your money. So you do those things like that, you run through there, and you give them the money, and you make them quick claim the whole property over to you. Basically, they sell it to you at that money, so you just put all that on them. They got to pay all the expenses, and you have them, or you write up the agreement that after they get the money to pay, they get the money to buy it back. Now, you might want to get with the real estate attorney a few times, get you familiar with these little tasks and patterns, but my clients have done it. I've done it. It works like a charm. So that's easy. That's basic 101 billionaire framework 101. Now that you're getting more money and you're getting into commercial real estate, not counting the funding, but once you get into commercial real estate and you start pulling out $500,000, million, you can have extra bank. Where are you going to put it? The next thing, what I've done with clients is I put them into movies. If it's a smaller amount of funding, you only have like a $500,000 or maybe $2 million or something, we're going to go with like, which we've done in the past, horror movies, because they're good return, they're low overhead. But the whole key to the whole movie industry is you have to have a name brand best producer. And in horror film industry, you just want to have at least one actor. I currently have one movie right now. This horror movie with Rihanna. And then I have 3 kick-ass movies with name brand, high-end, badass fucking producer, and hardcore movie stars. One's with Robert Downey Jr., another's with Channing Tatum, and the one with RDJ is Anthony Michael Hall in it as well. Now, the trick on that is, well, private money, you got to call the shots, and they're definitely calling you because they have the hardest problem, because they got to have tax credits and finding pre-sales and all these other things on a normal funding route. But if you can generate basically for them like $20 million, which is the average normal, maybe 5, 10, 20 is normal, then you'll get your money back in 90 days. And then after you negotiated the percent return you want, which we normally get like 20%, sometimes more, sometimes less, depends on the movie, you get that for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. That doubles and quadruples your money all day long. So whenever I've done this in the past, anywhere from combining 10 to 20 million down, that's it. I take that, I leverage it, I'll walk right in the door, I'll get the rest of the private money, I'll put the whole thing together, anywhere from 180 to 200 million, depends on the movie. Sometimes down to 100 million, just depends on which one it is. And it's a done deal. And trust me, you'll never run out of clients, because they're going to call you for years and they keep coming back and it keeps making money and it's over and over and over. Then you just have to worry about not being famous yourself, because you don't want all the bullshit. It's stupid. The point is, if you're on track, you make the money, you stay on the timeline, double and quadruple your money. That's the key. Everything else can be determined and streamlined and fixed out of that equation. When something's not making that money, you got to fire the manager, fire the product, change the past, do more research, find a better client, streamline, readjust, and keep going. That means all the companies you start up, all the businesses you start up, that means you're going to restructure some of them, merge with them, and the ones that are dead, you cut them loose and you focus on the winners. And then you keep expanding the businesses you have and you stay on top of the growth pattern for all of them. And that means your mind is constantly on the merging, the buying, and the exit strategy, and maneuvering all those things together at the same time. Now, when you're not doubling, quadrupling your money, that's when you fall into the habit of becoming like the normal business owner. You get bored and you start working it like a job, and you start doing other people's positions that you should not be doing. If the general manager's fucking up and you're having to do all this shit, you're wasting time and you can't focus on all these other businesses. You set up like that, that's how you run everything, and you have plenty of time because everybody's doing their part of the equation and their responsibility. When you don't have time and you're pulling your hair out and you're doing all these other things, your system's not set up and you got the wrong people, and you're not doing this hire the best, deal with the best, and all these things that I'm telling you to do. But when you do everything like that together, you got plenty of time to get in more things, bigger things, and keep growing and expanding. Or like I have, I probably got I don't know, I've funded for large companies until I kick them out the door because they're sloppy and they waste my time. But I mean, the amount of clients I have and as much stuff as I can handle, like with credit repair, funding, and commercial real estate, and all my own businesses and the businesses I have in them, on them, and no one can keep up with me is something to be said, because it is the way you organize your brain and everything with your businesses and how it all falls into piece by piece by piece by piece, like the pattern. That way you got multiple businesses all running and everything's going together at the same time. Everybody's on the same page. They know their part, they're responsible, and they do their part. That's why I only want certain clients, because I need certain clients to do certain things and tasks to where everybody can go to the next level and progress. If you have a person that can't do it and is not the best type of client or the best anything, it messes up your whole equation for everything. But if you do this, you're basically combining, you're making the orchestration of wealth a complete symphony. You've got like the flutes, you got the clarinet, you got the drums, you got all these strings, you got all this stuff all working systematically in the right rhythm, in the right sequence, and everybody's doing the part. The pattern, the system, your mind, control, everything falls into place. Now, that puts you in the billions. The only trick is, that's the same thing the banks do. They just hide it better. They do loan to deposit ratio. Technically, normal banks will loan out 65% of what they bring in, but like U.S. Banks aggressive, they'll go up 95, and then other banks, depending on the product and its timing, they'll go way over 100%, and they will borrow the money from other banks, just like I'm telling you about this. They're doubling, quadrupling their money. Not only do they have that, they have the money at the Federal Reserve that's printed up, and if they don't use that and loan it out, they have to pay interest on it. Now, I'm telling you all this stuff because that's how the big boys make money. That's how you really do it. You're not flashy, you don't have to show it off, you just put it in other things and keep making the money. And you stay on track for double and quadruple your money. That pattern, that path, that rhythm and that speed is the orchestration of wealth, because you're going to have all these products, your businesses and everything banging out at the same time. You're going to work your timing, your rhythm, and everybody involved is like the key musicians all doing their part. It's going to be like music, beautiful and perfect, systematic, fine-tuned, orchestrated creation of wealth. When all of your shit is banging and it is all fitting together, like I've been telling you guys all these things and doing, and you stay on the path, there is no way you're not a multi-billionaire. Multi-billionaire is beyond your mindset right now, but in comprehension. But once you realize it, once you do it and you wake up, you're going to look at everything differently, and you're going to really ask yourself, why is it nobody else gets it and not have this much money? So that's how you make the money. That's on a basic level. If you do semi-active angel investing, either you back it with collateral or control, or if you can layer it with both collateral and control, you have safety and you're smart and you have understanding and you know how to double and quadruple your money. That's what keeps you on track to make the millions and the 100 millions and the billions. Oh, by the way, just for the sake of argument, all these things I'm talking about, nobody does, nobody has, and they don't even have a clue. So, there you have it. There's tons of ways to double your money right there. I've got the safe options for you, from trucking to retail, game room, appliances, and betting, and the ED, as well as oil horizontal drilling. I got the Airbnb, which pays out $1,500 to $2,000 a month on a $10,000 investment with a credit card. And after the 12 months worth of monthly payments, you get your $10,000 back. So that's definitely doubling your money on a small increment even. I mean, I have all these things, as well as getting your own business going and helping you get your 5 businesses set up and getting you into commercial real estate. So give me a call, 312-473-4163. Semi-active angel investing, orchestration of wealth.